Okay, and we are live.
Okay.
How are you, Linda Wilks?
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, so the main thing that this whole recording is for is to find out what is this phenomenon that is happening on December 21st of this year, 2020. What is that about?
Well, actually, it's called a grand conjunction. But prior to the grand conjunction on the 21st, on Monday, the December the 14th, is a very important date also. And the 14th will be leading up to the 21st. Now, on the 14th, which is Monday, we have a new moon in Sagittarius and a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is a sun eclipse. And this is in Sagittarius. And an eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth. And when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, it gets sort of dark because the moon is covering the sun. Now, with this being the day of a brand new moon, it's really a very auspicious time. This is a time where humanity, humans, individuals, groups, organizations, will be able to see things that have really been hidden in darkness. Things that have been hidden even in the individual life and relationships. They're going to come to the surface to be seen. This eclipse is allowing darkness to be released. People will be able to see the light. They will have 20/20 vision during this time, from the 14th up until the 21st. There will be new opportunities available. And this will be a time for self-discovery for humans, for every individual. It's a good time to ground oneself into the earth also, so that people will be more able to receive the energies that will be coming in through the conjunction, the grand conjunction. Now, this new moon coming in here in Sagittarius, Sagittarius, it represents optimism, family, decision-making, being hopeful, generous, self-reliance, and it's really family-oriented. And it also deals with the family structure. And that's what makes this conjunction that's coming up very, very important. And it's called the Great Jupiter Conjunction. And a conjunction means that two or more planets are operating together. This is sort of a pairing up of Jupiter and Saturn. They have moved very close to each other, that their energy is becoming combined as one energy. Now, Saturn deals with structure, organization, rules, and guidelines. Now, inside of the body, Saturn correlates with the bones, the skin, and the structures that hold our body together. It also deals with responsibility, endurance, and patience. All of this represents the Saturn energy. Now, Jupiter, on the other hand, is in charge of abundance and growth and optimism and enthusiasm and of high spirits. Now, Jupiter's expansive energy is what motivates people to travel, to take a new class, to meet new people, and to just get out of their comfort zone. So this time frame with the conjunction, it will affect the body also, because in Jupiter, the body, it corresponds with the liver, and that's the organ that filters what you take in, and it rids your body of excess, also physical growth. So we've got Saturn dealing with the structure, and we've got Jupiter expanding, dealing also with the internal structures of the physical body, because this is going to affect this planet on many levels And I talked about how it's going to affect the human body. That's on the individual level. But this conjunction is going to affect the world in ways that have not been seen in the past. It's going to affect governments, organizations, banks, you name it, all manners of things. But the planet Jupiter and Saturn, they've not been this close in a proximity for 400 years. And the last time they were together like this, it was in 1623. So the conjunction with Jupiter and Saturn, it happens on the winter solstice. Now, the winter, this is another important aspect. The winter solstice is the time that people rested historically from growing crops from the spring, from the summer, and from the fall. This is the time that we just rest and prepare ourselves for the spring solstice. Now, since the cosmos or the heavenly bodies are entwined with human consciousness, this is going to impact humans on a large scale, a very large scale. I think that this energy is going to upgrade the DNA of humans. And a lot of people haven't heard or even know or even aware that our DNA can be upgraded. But the energy that is coming out of the cosmic arena, it has always been what has assisted mankind in its evolution as far back as man is known to be. The scientific community today has proven that when the Neanderthal man stood up straight, he stood up straight because he was affected by the radiant energy that came from the sun. And also when that humanoid at the time grew a larger brain, that happened because of energy that came from the cosmic field. Humans, a lot of humans are not aware. We are entwined with these heavenly bodies. There are many people, as you know, that understand that the moon affects us and it affects our emotional bodies, it affects the tides, it affects the water, and anything that affects fluids, it affects the human also. The moon affects, depending on the phase that it is in, it can raise a person's blood pressure. This is why people have to be aware, or they ought to be aware, of the energies that affects their physical bodies. Because the blood is a liquid. And the moon affects liquids. It affects the woman's menstrual. It affects many things. It affects the human bodies. It affects so much. And so does the sun. So we have a sun. The sun that pours out radiant energies. It's going to be pouring out many solar flares between the 14th and the 21st. These solar flares that are going to be expelled from the sun will be affecting all humans. This is very important because most people are aware that the sun, of course, is another heavenly body, that there can be no life on this planet. Nothing can live without the sun. Nothing. We cannot live. But so we understand that the moon affects us as humans, and we understand that the sun affects us as humans. But many people do not understand that when an eclipse happens or when planets align in specific ways, they affect us, and they affect us deeply. And this particular conjunction that we're having on the 21st is going to transform as we've never known it before. This is a significant event. The average person may not feel anything on the 21st, but those with an expanded awareness, or I'll say even a higher consciousness, they will feel the effects, because those who are aware will put themselves in a position that when this cosmic energy flows down through this conjunction, that we will be ready to receive it, and there will be no resistance in our mind, body, or spirit. But those who are unaware, they may have some resistance to it because they might be in the wrong vibration. You know, there has been a lot of talk about a new earth and the planet splitting. Actually, the planet is moving into what is considered a fifth dimensional reality, and those who think and live in third dimension will remain there, or they will leave this planet, and they will leave through the transition that we call death. And another planetary system that is more fitting for them, that's where they'll go. A lot of people know that we make this transition, but they also understand that the soul never dies. The soul can end up on another dimension, living in another dimension that is a greater fit for. That's why it is very important for all of your listeners to understand that this time is very, very important. We are going to have major changes. We're going to have major changes in society. This conjunction really, it foretells our future existence on planet Earth. And we can connect to this energy if we're paying attention. Because those who will be paying attention, that means that they will place their intention on this conjunction. And wherever we place our attention and intention, well, we're going to connect with that energy very easily because we become one with that energy. And so the conjunction is really, we'll call it a portal. It's an opening. It's a portal to assist in bringing in the age of Aquarius. You know, a lot of people have been talking about, well, the age of Pisces has ended. The age of Aquarius, that is the water bearer, it brings in a collective opportunity for a positive ascension timeline to be anchored here on this planet. And this particular energy can secure and stabilize forever this new planetary energy, and it will liberate people from dark forces that have controlled humans, let's say, for eons. This is the time. It's also been predicted that since this conjunction is assisting also in the shift of the planet, that planet Earth might be in darkness for 3 days. Now, that's a whole different dynamic. But because this planet has an electromagnetic field that surrounds it, and when you shift this planet, and I'll say since the planet is shifting, and all of these particular different alignments are coming into play with this eclipse, the winter solstice, Saturn and Jupiter, and this great conjunction, things are shifting and the vibrations are changing and they're raising higher. You know, often when vibrations are increased with the frequencies, they get faster and faster. And so because mankind has placed satellites through space, they've placed satellites around the electromagnetic field. This is why often you hear people say, oh, my information is in the clouds. And in reality it is. But now those satellites may not be working as well. And with this conjunction, I think that a lot of technology will not be available. I think after Monday, people will begin to see a lot of signs of technology not working as it has in the past. Also, there will be signs of people still, the dark energy that has been on this planet, the controllers. They're on the last leg of white male supremacy. This is it. And this is why they're holding on with all they have. They'll die holding on to it. But this is the end of it. And they don't want to let go, but they will be relieved of their duties as being supreme. This is it for them. So we will find many of those who are still at the bottom of the barrel trying to hold on. They'll be out here during this conjunction, or let's say between the 14th and the 21st. They'll be trying to secure whatever they can to hold on to what they know that has been true, but it's over. The slave mentality is over, and humans have risen up together because this new energy that's coming in with the conjunction, it didn't just start in December of this month. This started some time ago, preparing humans for this energy, raising the vibrations of people. You'll notice that if you look back, let's say just 20 years ago, you would have never found people of all races and all cultures standing up for Black Lives Matter. You would not have found them. They would have been nowhere to be found. But the energy that has come on this planet has changed the consciousness already of the people on the planet. It was subtle, but if you're paying attention and thinking, you will see the change. It's occurring right now in our lifetime. The children that are coming on this planet, they're different. And they're so different, this is why they're opting not to go to these educational schools, because we are in a time now where we are in a fifth dimensional reality. This planet is a fifth dimensional planet. And you cannot carry third dimensional history, third dimensional lies, third dimensional norms into fifth dimension. This is one of the reasons why a lot of things are happening on this planet, but we don't know why. And a lot of us don't like it, but it is for our own betterment in the long run. Sometimes we have to go through muddy waters to get to clear waters. And so that's what we're going through, even with the virus. We all are going through it because we needed to be at home with ourselves, because people on this planet were running and scurrying around everywhere, all over, nonstop, not stopping and thinking about themselves, just trying to reach specific goals, which are really money. So now we were forced to sit down by ourselves and contemplate who we are. Now, the 14th is a fine time to do this in a more expansive way. This is a time for people to cut the TV off and cut off the distractions and discover who they are. And in discovering who they are, they will discover who they no longer want to be. And so they'll opt for change, and the change will happen during the conjunction, this great Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. The vortex will be there, the opening, the portal. And if we have studied ourselves and we've figured out that there's parts of us that are inauthentic and we no longer want to be a part of us, we will flow through that vortex and we'll come out on the other side of this conjunction a better human, a higher consciousness. We will think better. We will see more clear, and our futures will be better for it. I have recommended to people that, I service, I've recommended that 3 days before the conjunction, if not earlier, that we not ingest or eat anything that has a heart. Anything. Nothing that has a heart. Do plant-based foods, because the meat is very dense, and the animals are in traumatic situations right now across this planet that we're eating or have been. And their emotions have moved into the heart energy. So when you eat the animal, you carry his emotions. You don't want to do that. You want to be a full human. You want to move from your own heart energy and not the heart energy of animals. That's a low vibration. If you move through this portal with your vibration high, you will receive more of the blessings, I'll say. You will be impacted on deeper levels down to the cells and to the atoms. Every molecule will feel it. You will become a better human being, an upgraded human being. You will think more clear, see more clear, and you'll have access. Just eliminating the meat, people will become more conscious because now they're watching what they eat at least for 3 days. In the watching and thinking, people can begin to monitor their thoughts. And in monitoring their thoughts, they can begin to just engage in thoughts that they would like to appear in their lives. This is a fabulous time to manifest your desires, a fabulous time because of Jupiter to get new resources, more money, more joy, more of anything that you want, better health. If you want to contemplate better health, see yourself becoming more healthier. I have suggested to some of my clients, see yourself in your imagination because this is our creative aspect. See yourself moving up a spiral as high as you can see it, moving as high up into the cosmos as possible. Just see yourself going around that spiral because a spiral is a geometric figure. And if a person cannot visualize a spiral, they can visualize an incline. You know, like you're driving up or you're walking up a hill. See yourself moving upward and rejoicing and being happy because when you're happy and grateful, your frequency changes. You end up with a high frequency, and your body's frequency will move past illness, disease, and all the other ills of society. So, yes, this is a grand time, and I'm excited about it. I'm preparing myself, and I will be doing some meditations, more intense, more long-lasting this weekend so that I can be a real good fit for this grand this structure. So, it's a wonderful thing, and I'm excited about it.
You know, I'm definitely smiling about it because, I read a little bit about it, but you just broke it down. But I know that it can be going into greater detail, but for the preparation point, I think you hit it right on the nail.
Yes, and we must drink quality water and hold quality thoughts, high vibratory thoughts, good thoughts, feeling grateful and using words like joy and peace. All of these words, they have a vibration, and when you speak them, they innately bring you to a high vibration.
Yes.
So it's very important. I'm very happy because this is going to move us quickly. It's a portal into the age of Aquarius, you know, what a lot of people have been hopeful and waiting for, and it's just going to be a marvelous time. But we will see the dark energy fighting its last fight. But we cannot get emotionally attached to it. We have to keep our emotions where we want them and control them. Because right about now and throughout the rest of this year, a lot of old energy, old thoughts and old feelings, old situations, they're going to come to the surface of the mind of the people on the planet. Just as things are being exposed on the large level, they'll be exposed on the individual level. And the individual must just observe these old situations as they come up. They're coming up to leave you, and you bless them into the light. Old dark stuff, old resentments, and where people have hurt you, all that stuff. And when people begin to experience it in their mind, their emotions get in it, and they create more of it. So this is the time to keep your emotions from it and just bless it into the light, and you will feel lighter. And then other old stuff will come up, and you just bless it into the light. Because when you put your emotions or allow the emotion that was in it when whatever happened prior, you're going to feel like it's happening again. Yeah. It's like it's just happening. Just bless it into the light and let it go. Because this is a very special time, and I'm excited about it. And I really, a lot of people aren't aware of this. And that's why it's crucial. I'm glad you're getting information out, because a lot of races, other races and other cultures are talking about this. And they're getting together on the 21st on the solstice, and they're having collective meditations to raise them up as a whole. Our people need to do something, even if we don't, if you can't do it as a collective, because this is a collective opening, a collective portal to pull everyone through. And this is really a special time for African American people, because, we have a tendency to always say, oh, yeah, we've been enslaved for 400 years. Well, this conjunction that we're in, it happened 400 years ago. Now, that's significant. It's significant. We have to put ourselves in place, because evolution didn't stop because we stopped talking about it, or we left school or whatever. Evolution is ongoing, and this is a huge evolutionary leap. And it would just really be sad if everybody was in this leap before Black folks.
Yes.
So we need to put ourselves in a position, and having melanin in our body will help us go through quicker and faster. And it can put us way ahead of societal constraints, way ahead. This is a time for us to be in alignment with what's happening on the planet and stop waiting on someone else to physically come here and save us. It's not happening. We have to put ourselves in alignment and in tune with the cosmic forces that shape humanity. And this is the time.